Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for October 2019. This can work if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Scorpio. My Scorpio is in Rising, and it's definitely one of my stronger placements. The only one that may come a bit stronger than that is my Moon. But let's start this reading and see how it works out. As a little disclosure, this is the reading that came with the most cards back. So I definitely have a bit of a longer video for you today, Scorpio, than I did for Aquarius or Sagittarius. So I think the best idea is to get started on it. The first card we have is the Two of Swords. Okay, so Scorpio, you're probably at a place where you feel like there's no way for you to really win. You have a decision to make, but you're not sure what to do. It seems like either way you end up hurt, or somebody else gets hurt that you truly care about and you don't want to hurt them. But you definitely are at a spot where you feel trapped. Next we have the Ace of Cups. Now that's interesting, because the Ace of Cups is about new decisions and new things taking place, new friendships, new emotions, new artistic projects, stuff like that. And it does start with a dove at the very top, right above the cup. So I would definitely say that you don't have two decisions to make. Like, you do have two decisions to make, but one is definitely the right option. It might be clouded in your emotions right now, or it might seem like it's going to suck just as bad. But there is one option that's definitely going to be better to do, at least in the short term, is what I'm getting. And after that, we have the Three of Cups. So I would say that if your decision is between friends and something else, I would definitely take the Three of Cups as the friendship card to choose your friendships over the other option. Or maybe to at least consult your friends, say, hey, I have to choose between this and this. What do you guys think I should do? Or what do you think will make me happier? Do you see this being the right choice for me? And don't just go with their opinions, of course, but take it in and recognize it. Take it into account and see if you think they're right. And if they are, then I think that you know which way to go. Okay, so next we have the Six of Swords. Now this is a card about leaving your problems behind. You're moving away from them, and it could have to do with an actual trip, but more often it has to do with, moving away from problems. And it could be physical, like maybe you need to move to another state to get away from someone, or it could be emotional, like just if you have an online friend and they're just very toxic to you and just being like, okay, you know what, this is exhausting, I talked to you about this, I need to remove you from my life. It can be something like that. But it could also just be literally traveling to another country that's across the ocean from you. It could be anything like that, so just keep your mind open with that. Then we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords often has to do with an air sign, so Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. So keep that in mind. It might not have to do with an air sign. It might just be somebody who's more intellectual and who puts more thought into their things. Could definitely have to do with writing or anything where it takes a lot of thought. And since it's the Queen, it may be a woman, but may also not be a woman. It could just be somebody who is more thoughtful than emotional, or thoughtful than passionate, thoughtful than down to earth, that type of thing. So also keep that in mind. That's no hard this type of person, but it does circle a third of the zodiac as well as a type of person. And with this, we have the Hermit. Hi Scorpio, sorry about that. My camera died and I am now back. And last time that I was here, I began to talk about why the Hermit and the Queen of Swords are related to each other. And I have the feeling that this goes two different ways for you guys. I feel like one is where you decided to leave somebody who's either an air sign or a more intellectual type alone. This is saying that they've had their space. Or I feel like you're thinking that you need to spend some time alone so that you can be more thoughtful yourself. Maybe you feel like you need to spend some time thinking things through because your emotions might be getting the best of you. Because remember, Scorpio, you're a water sign, and water signs are definitely very emotional. And the Scorpios that I've met myself have definitely been very passionate, which can definitely cloud judgment on if something is good or bad to do. So just keep that in mind for both those options. Either one might fit to you or maybe neither does, but it's definitely something to keep stored in your noggin for now. And next we have the Six of Cups. Now what this is telling me is that you are feeling very nostalgic about something. Maybe it's about your childhood, or maybe it's about a past friendship, a past relationship, a past job, past home. The people in your life who used to be in your life but have died now, or who have left through other means. But usually that this is a card very much about the happy past and the people and things that made your past what it was and made it so memorable. So I would definitely say to keep that up. It's always good to remember the good things about the past and to just remember that it's okay if you had to move on, because this is what happy memories are for. And next we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a very wide type of variety card. The fish in it definitely denotes spirituality or maybe psychic mediumship. So maybe you're starting to dabble into the occult or esoteric knowledge. If so, I think you should keep that up. But I also see the Page of Cup as, being an up-and-comer in general. Maybe you're picking up more in relationships, you're doing better, maybe in your work, or you're moving on up in the world in one way or another. But I think it's definitely a good sign. And I would definitely say to keep it up. This is definitely one of my favorite cards, and I always feel honored whenever I pull it. And this is the Ten of Pentacles. With the Ten of Pentacles, I see it different from most Pentacle cards, because for Pentacles, it's mostly about material wealth, whether that's money, what you're growing, etc., stuff like that. But with this, I feel much more of an emphasis on family. And there's two dogs, which have to do with obedience and being close to them. So I would definitely say that this is a time to feel closer to your family and to feel closer in general to those that you love. Don't be scared to send an I love you text or to tell your mom or your boyfriend or whoever that you love them. And just be close to them. Don't feel too prideful to avoid all of that. Just be happy that you have it and make sure that they know that you appreciate them for who they are and what they do for you. Next, we have Temperance. Temperance, if you want to go by an angel standpoint, would be Michael, I believe. And Temperance has a lot to do with negotiation and balance. These two things are falling apart, and these two people don't like each other, so I need to stand in the middle and push them away, try to temper things, try to get it all fixed up so that things can go to normal and I don't feel trapped in this toxic situation anymore. Or it could be anything else, like blending your personal and your professional life together, learn how to make the two coexist in one way or another. So I would definitely say look out for anything troublesome. If it seems like it's not working out, try different ways and experiment to figure out what works best for you. Next, we have the Nine of Swords. This is a card. Sorry again, Scorpio, but I promise this will be the last time that you had to wait for me to reboot. Not that you really had to wait because the video just gets paused and a new scene starts. But sorry about that again, and that will be the last time, so let's get back on with your reading. Now, like I said, this is the Nine of Swords, and this person is all about anxiety. They're fearful. They're being kept up at night usually, so it might be like they have insomnia. Maybe they really do have insomnia, but what's on their mind is really messing with them. They're not getting any rest at all over it. And this is the Five of Pentacles. Now, this tells me that towards the end of October, you are going to feel very stressed out about money, or maybe you're stressed out about a relationship. You have fear of losing someone or something, which is definitely a very stressful time to go through. With this, I would definitely say to keep your eye on your finances, keep your eye on what you're spending, what you're saving. This might not be the right time to invest. Or if this is about a relationship, I would say to make sure that your loved one who you feel this way with doesn't feel like you're pushing them away or anything, like checking on them, but don't be overbearing and just be like, hey, is everything okay? Does this thing bother you? Because it seems like it might. And just be mindful of what's going on and what's happening. And I think that despite these hardships, you can definitely move into a more positive starting point for November. So just try to be mindful and all. Alright guys, this is all that I have for your reading. It was a big one, actually. But I hope that this resonates with at least some of you, or at least parts of it do with some of you. And I hope that this month does stay mostly positive like it says it will. And I hope that you guys enjoy this reading. I hope that everything works out. And I didn't say this at the end of my other videos, so I should have. Scorpio, be safe, be mindful, watch out for yourself and for your loved ones. Make sure that you're fine financially, see if you need to cut back on anything. And I hope that you do well this month, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye!